This is an R Media podcast.
With the marble bench tops in the kitchen, lemon juice really is a nightmare for marble. And we've had one guest over Christmas that was staying with us. They put the lemon juice, like the lemon wedge, and it just corrodes the marble. It's not fair.
No.
What lemon juice does to marble. If you are listening right now and you are a man, just go into the laundry right now. Just if there's nothing in the laundry basket, just strip a bed, do a load, and trust me, it's going to be appreciated.
We're back with part 2 of my chat with Matty J. If you're rejoining us after listening to part 1, welcome back. But if you haven't already listened to part 1, scroll back up in your feed, listen to part 1, and then join me back here again later. So what exactly does Matt leave for his guests in their welcome basket? And what's the one part about renting out Chante Mer that keeps him up at night? We are about to find out. So what kind of guests do you have or do you hope to have?
I don't know. I'm always really inquisitive about who's booking stays. And because we built our own website and so the bookings, we don't get to vet them in any way. We just, once they book it,
that's it.
We ask how many people are staying and that's it. I hope it's, it could be anyone, young families, girl weekends.
Yep.
My mum's got a weekend coming up next week where she's got 5 of her girlfriends and they're all in their 70s.
Oh.
And they're having a stay there. So anyone who's just going to enjoy the house is what I hope for.
I was talking to a builder up in Byrne recently and he has a house that he and his wife Airbnb, and he said we can get 12 guys at a bucks party stay, or you can have a family same size, loads of kids stay. Who do you think is the tidier? The house is in worse condition after who?
Do you know what? My fear would be the Bucks weekend. I really hope no one stays at the house for a Bucks weekend. I'm hoping that it's families. And I know it's when you agonize over every detail of a renovation, I think the hardest thing is then allowing the house to be lived in. And with our own kids, that was really difficult because, when we did the final handover with our builder, any little imperfection on the paint, we would say, can that be fixed up?
Yeah.
And then Tom was amazing. He made everything perfect. And then the second the kids are in there, they're drawing on the walls. They got their Matchbox cars all along the skirting. They really they destroy the place instantly. And it's so weird to go from 1 second you have a magnifying glass over every nook and cranny, and then the next, the kids are just running amok.
I know.
And you also, as much as you're trying to tell them to behave, you kind of know that
they need to have a good time too.
Exactly.
So how often do you get to stay there now?
So lately it's been pretty busy, and we've only been renting it out for about 2 months now.
Yeah.
And so straight away it got really booked out most weekends.
Yeah.
But Laura and I are having our first weekend there this coming without the kids. So
wow. Have you done that before?
No. So we would do we bring Poppy? We've got an amazing babysitter, and also my mum lives with us here in Sydney.
Oh,
so
perfect.
I think we're going to leave all 3 kids in very capable hands, and we're going to have a weekend there, just the 2 of us, which we're really excited about.
Do you think you'll be able to relax, or will you be looking around thinking, right, we need to touch that up, we need to...
Yeah, every time we've been down there, and it's kind of once a month we try and get down there, and then every time we see something, we're like, oh, we should put another plant here. We'll go down to the nursery, we'll plant that, or I'm like, oh, we should fix up this corner over here, or I might gurney the driveway because it's getting a little bit dirty.
Yeah.
It's really hard to switch off and
I bet.
Just enjoy it.
And be guests.
That's it. So I think we're going to try and just enjoy it. That's the plan.
Good luck.
Thank you.
What is life after the renovation? Is there anything you wish you'd done differently? And is it finished?
There's definitely more that we'd love to do to the house. I mean, someone even said, what would be nice? Put a pool out the back. And I was like, that's a great suggestion. We just don't have a cent spare
exactly.
to do that.
A few more bookings, then we'll talk.
That's it, yeah. So So I think we'll always be tinkering with it because it is such an old house that it's never going to be quite perfect. There's always something that needs a little touch up.
And that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I'm so glad we did like bring her back to her former glory.
Yeah.
But now it's a lot more relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
It was when we were like in the thick of it, just every night was kind of going through a huge list of questions that Tom would send us.
Yeah.
Going through sample after sample after sample. And then it's one of those things that it feels like it's never going to end and you're just drowning in decisions and you kind of can't wait for it to be over. And then it's all over and you miss it in a weird way.
In a crazy way.
So like Laura's like, it'd be nice to do a new reno, which we're not going to do because we would like, it's just
not yet.
Not even a possibility. And we never want to sell the house.
Oh, that's lovely. I think Val would be happy.
Yeah, it's funny. Whenever we're there, we always get the neighbours who like pop in. And because everyone always says that Val's policy was the door is always open.
Oh.
So neighbours would always drop in, kids would always drop in. And she was a UN interpreter. And so she had all of these incredible stories.
Oh, my gosh.
And so all of the neighbourhood loved her so much and loved the house, and the fact that we've brought it back to what it once was and didn't knock it down.
Yeah.
It's won us some fans with the locals.
Well, it's always good to have the neighbours on side.
Yeah, yeah. and there were a few times where we thought it is in such a bad state. It's going to be cheaper and quicker just to knock it down.
And why didn't you?
We just loved like what the house originally was.
Yeah.
And we thought, it's, even though we never met Val, but we had this, it sounds so woo-woo, but we felt this connection to Val and the house. And we thought we just wanted to really honour her work and her vision that she first had. I think maybe when you get a little bit older, like I'm almost 40 now, and you start to appreciate things that are pre-loved, not brand new.
Definitely.
More so.
We've talked about the dream renovation. Now we're getting into the part every home has, even the beautiful ones. Laundry, stains. Well, maybe not everyone has a guest turnover, but all those invisible jobs that keep the home running. So let's change gears a little bit here because I want to hear more about how do you and Laura run it? Do you call it an Airbnb, a property let? Who is setting up the welcome baskets? I saw for your first guest, you did a welcome basket.
Yeah, so we wanted to have a few little nice homely touches. So there's like a bakery called Lagon Bakery, which does amazing sourdough. So when guests arrive, the bread is there on the bench top. There's local chocolate. Cupid's Winery is down the road, so there's also their wine is in the fridge as well. So as a nod to some of the local suppliers down there. And one of the builders, his wife, is just down the road. And so we became really close to some of the tradies who are working on the house and got to know one particular family. So she now manages it for us.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. So she's shout out to Inga.
Hi, Inga.
If she's listening, she
Thank
does
you, Inga.
such an amazing job. And so when everyone arrives, Inga is there to greet you and then show you around the house. I mean, there's some things like with the wiring.
Yeah.
With a house that's not brand new, sometimes you're like, this switch here controls a light that's in the other room, which is just, it was the easiest way to do it with the Sparky rather than rewiring absolutely everything. We didn't have the money. So she's there to greet you and also tell you what some of the light switches do because it doesn't quite make sense.
I think it makes it quite exciting.
Yeah.
So Inga's doing the maintenance, the turnovers.
That's it. Yeah.
Are you particular about things like what bed sheets or towels, what washing detergent do you use?
Yeah, so we even when it came to the bed sheets, we wanted to kind of still keep to the warm tones of the house, tying in some of the like the natural wood and the marble and the tiles, so it all kind of feels a little bit cohesive. My wife Laura chose all the bedding, all the towels. That's her domain.
She's got great taste.
But then we also wanted to make sure that the basics are there. So there is milk in the fridge.
Yeah.
If you have to do your laundry, there's Omo in the basket. There's capsules there. So
God, I love a bit of Omo.
it's such a massive help.
Yeah.
And so we want to make sure that as soon as people arrive, they can kind of hit the ground running. They don't have to like nip off to the shops and
Exactly.
start getting the essentials. So I hope they appreciate it. I mean, we
think so.
sometimes I really want to message them and be like, "Did you like the Omo? Was it helpful? Was it good?"
Did you like the Cupid's wine? How did you?
Literally, but we we need to figure out. I think we need to do like Google reviews to get people's feedback.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
But I think people are enjoying the stays so far.
Because I do always wonder about those things. How do you cater for allergies, or do people leave you notes? Like, do you know if you have to leave out a gluten-free snack or?
Well, it's hard because you're like, well, how much attention to detail?
Yeah.
Like, where does it end? And we were like, look, let's just leave it as we'll ask what milk they want.
That's fair.
And that's it. And that's kind of like,
Yeah.
if they're intolerant to the sourdough and they need something that's gluten-free, sorry.
Yeah.
You're getting stuck with the sourdough.
Yeah. It's have a cup of tea.
And we've got a little booklet there that explains everything. And the biggest fear, because we were like, we heard some horror stories when people rent out the house for a short-term rental that, you think it's going over to like a lovely couple and their family, and it's actually going to be, 20 people who have a party. And so we're pretty strict, and we're like, hey, you can't have any parties and you got to respect the neighbours.
That's
so you can't.
fair.
So far, touch wood, everyone's been very respectful.
That's good.
Of the house. We haven't had any issues because we were like, are we going to hand the house over to guests?
Yeah.
And is it just going to get absolutely trashed?
Because it's quite a worry.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be thinking about that constantly.
Totally.
Who thinks about it more, you or Laura?
I think it's both of us. Both.
Yeah.
And even like, it sounds really wanky to say, but with the marble bench tops in the kitchen,
Yeah.
lemon juice really is a nightmare for marble. And we've had one guest over Christmas that was staying with us. They had a Corona. They put the lemon juice, like the lemon wedge, and it just corrodes the marble. It's not fair.
No.
What lemon juice does to marble. And I'm like, but how do we know the guests won't do that themselves?
I know, it's true.
And so thankfully, I think now that we're a couple of months into people staying there, it kind of does. We've just like accepted it is what it is.
Yeah.
And things will get damaged and things will get, need repairing, but that's just part and parcel.
Part of it.
Yeah.
So we have some of our own house rules questions, but I'm wondering if we could ask these questions in relation to your own home.
Yep.
Because we are curious about things like shoes on or off.
Shoes are off.
Okay, we're all about comfort or cleanliness.
Because Poppy's 7 months and she's crawling.
Yep.
She's all over the floor.
Yeah.
And Laura has to remind me constantly that keep shoes at the front door. And for Poppy's sake.
For Poppy's sake.
Yeah.
Do it for Poppy.
Yeah, poor little thing. She's in a onesie and I'll pick her up and she's like been mopping the floor with her onesie.
I know. They're very helpful, those
I know.
babies.
Yeah, I know. So shoes are off.
What about candles? Always burning, absolutely never, or always for guests? Oh.
Never really.
Okay.
We have there are candles in the house, but both Laura and I are very forgetful, and we just don't trust ourselves around candles. And also with the girls, Marley's almost 7, Lola's 5. I don't think kids and candles are a perfect match.
No, agree. What about something in your home that is always fresh?
This is the first thing that popped into my head was milk.
Great. No, this is good.
We go through about 3 litres of milk every day.
Oh my gosh. Everyone's on the milk.
Everyone's on the milk train. I love it. I love it. The kids love it. My mum who lives with us loves it. So there is always, we're forever chasing fresh milk.
Great. Okay, we know where to come. So what about, we spoke about laundry at Chante Mer.
Yeah.
How about at your place? How often do the sheets get changed?
We should probably do it more often. I think I said to Laura, I was like, hey, when did we last wash the kids' sheets?
Yeah.
And she's like, I have no idea. And I'm like, neither can I. And it's been a lot. Like, we're talking not weeks. It's been like
It's been a while. Do you know what? I think it doesn't matter as much because with my son, he's always in our bed anyway.
Right?
Doesn't get used his bed.
Exactly. We put them to sleep in their bed and then we wake up with all the kids. Poor Poppy's on her own now. She's just been kicked out of the bedroom. She's got her own room. But Marley and Lola, they are forever coming in for cuddles in the middle of the night. But yeah, the laundry, I think, now that I've got a family and with my mum living with us as well, it's a job that is relentless.
I know. Do you do Omo at home as well?
Yeah. So laundry is my domain.
Yeah.
I think I now appreciate how much those tasks are helpful, taking them off the plate of my wife. And there's so much that she does at home, but we're very segregated in our rules. So, for example, like I always do the bins, I always do the garden.
Yeah.
The laundry is my domain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on our podcast as well, we talk about parenting, and we try and encourage men as much as they can to take on those jobs at home, like the laundry, because it makes such a huge difference in sharing the mental load. And as basic as it sounds, and it's so easy for something like the laundry to feel like not a big job. It's just, you put a load on once a day, every couple of days. But, I think if you can stay on top of it as a husband, as a partner, as a man, I think it makes a huge difference. And it's such an easy task to do.
Exactly. I also think for anyone listening who is not the mental load carrier, also don't ask, what can I do? Because it just gives us the shits.
Right.
It's not, I'm still delegating. I'm still carrying that mental load if you're carrying the physical one.
Totally. If you are listening right now and you are a man, just go into the laundry right now. Just if there's nothing in the laundry basket, just strip a bed, do a load, and trust me, it's going to be appreciated.
Yeah.
If it's not, if you're not getting showered and praised, just know that internally your partner is appreciating what you're doing.
At what point did you go, oh, I think Laura might be carrying a little more than me?
I think early on when we first started having kids, I think it's really easy for men to fall into the trap of, in the first few months with a newborn, for us anyway, the kids are, very attached to mum. Yeah. And it's easy to just think, that she's got it sorted.
Yeah.
I'll let her be hands-on because that's what
That's what she wants. Sometimes people say that's what she wants or that's the way she likes it. Don't want to mess with her routine.
Exactly. And I think it took us multiple conversations of, understanding what was going to help Laura, what was the best thing for me to take on, what did she want to still hold the reins with. Yeah. So we're lucky that we do have really good communication. Yeah. There were moments where I wasn't doing enough and it was great to look at what things I should have been prioritizing that I now know Laura really wanted help with.
That's amazing. Thank you for putting that out there into the world.
Yeah, I think we're in a generation where a lot of dads are being more hands-on, which is amazing. Yeah. And but at the same time, I think we're still so far from where it should be with sharing the mental load, not just as parents but around the house especially. Yeah. It'd be amazing to see what it will be like for my girls when they grow up and if they have partners. Absolutely. Hoping it'll be even better than what it is right now.
What do you hope for them, for their futures?
It's a little bit scary right now with the world and, everything feels pretty tumultuous.
I know. I just hosted an event that was future focused and I met a humanoid.
Oh, wow.
And it was amazing. And I was interviewing the professor about it and the humanoids walking up to the stage. And I turned to the professor and I said, is the humanoid responding to us? And she just looked at me and goes, no, it's a robot.
You're like, of course. Yeah, sure.
Totally.
Kidding. It's wild what the future's going to be like. And already I know that the girls are growing up to be really confident, really brave, really intelligent, really fun. And I just want that to continue. And I want them to be happy regardless of, what the world is like around them. I hope they can still be as happy as they are right now.
Absolutely. Well, Matt, now's a good time, I think, to move on to something else that I love here on The Edit, the mystery drawer.
The mystery drawer.
So we love it when our guests bring in something from their homes to share their mystery drawer item.
Yeah.
What have you brought in?
Well, so we found this when we were renovating the house down in Elle, and it was in one of the attics, and we tried to return it to the owners, the children of Val.
Can you describe what it is for anyone listening?
So this is an old brown photo album with a beautiful red and green stripe down the centre.
Big Gucci style,
And
might
it
add.
is very Gucci-esque,
Yeah.
well spotted. And we tried to reach out to return it. It wasn't wanted, so we now are the owners of this photo album. And it's funny how it feels like history repeating itself, because this is when Val first bought the block of land.
Really?
And I can
Let's have a look.
hand it over to you.
This is incredible.
So-
a time capsule.
In the same way that we documented the renovation process on social media for us, it's Val capturing all the process, all the milestone moments of when she built the house from an empty block of land.
Gosh.
And it's amazing seeing her stand there as they're like doing the foundations and the brickwork. And then we've got similar style photos, but just a digital version, not in the photo album.
This is wild.
Yeah.
It's history repeating.
It really is. And, I wonder, at some point we may not be here and the house will be belonging to someone else, if they'll stumble across Chante Mer on Instagram and be like, oh, wow, look, it's them deciding whether they should do a shower or a bath and double shower. What were they thinking? Idiots.
Is this the corner bath?
That's the corner bath. Yeah.
Wow. It's pink?
It's a pink corner bath.
Val, she loved pink.
She loved pink.
Yeah.
A lot of pink in the house.
This is amazing. And is this Val?
Who's that there? Yeah,
There is-
that's beautiful Val.
Beautiful Val in her very chic sunglasses,
Yeah.
looking pleased as punch with her home.
Yeah, so it's nice to to look back and look at all the amazing work that Val did, and a little insight into what her vision was when she first got it.
Absolutely. Oh, Matt, I love this. I could just sit and look at this all day. Do you have a favourite picture?
I do like looking at it when it was just an empty block of land.
Yeah.
Just here before anything was done to it. So that's about almost 50 years ago.
And is this the view?
That's the car park just next to the house. So that's Racecourse Beach.
Wow. Just spectacular.
Yeah. So we hold on to this, and it's a nice reminder of how far the house has come. The journey of
Absolutely.
the house has got a life of its own.
Yeah.
And the house is very much a person as much as it is just a house.
And it'll be interesting to see what your daughters do with it one day also.
I know, they better not bloody sell it.
So the girls are forbidden from selling the house.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, they can sell it once we're dead. They can't sell it whilst we're still alive. If I'm in a home and I find out they've sold it, I'll be very disappointed in them.
Do you see this as the place that you spend your, what do we call them, the golden years?
I hope so. I mean, we love it so much going down there, and it's a much
Yeah.
slower pace than it is in Sydney. And I think eventually when our children are all grown up and they've got their own lives and they're no longer living with us, I think it will be a spot where that's where me and Laura will be.
Yeah. Do you have a vision in mind?
I think I'll be there on the rocks fishing,
Yep.
catching dinner as Laura's yelling at me to come in for dinner. That's the vision.
Idyllic.
Yeah.
Absolutely idyllic. What does it mean to you to be a homemaker, raising daughters, but being a man who clearly shares the mental load? What does the modern version of being a homemaker mean to you?
Yeah, I don't know if to me it doesn't feel like it's anything other than just normal life, really.
Yeah.
It's what I always wanted, and it's the type of parenting that I always thought I would have.
Yeah.
So for me it just feels really natural.
Yeah. So you said this, what you always wanted. Is this something that you had envisaged, or what is it about this life that you always wanted?
Yeah, I always grew up, I'm one of 5 kids, so I always wanted to have a really busy household that was similar to what it was like for me when I was growing up with, being friends with your siblings. And for me, my biggest priority was having a family. And it's funny because you kind of forget about what life was like before you have kids.
Yeah.
Like I try and cast my mind back before I met Laura, before Marley, Lola and Poppy were born. And it's really hard to imagine what that was like. And also trying to think of what my mindset was like. Now, being a parent is such a firm part of my identity. It's like I can't imagine any other way. But I think, do you know what? I would say we've been incredibly lucky. Like we know that, to be able to have a home in Sydney and also have this beautiful holiday home as well down in Ulladulla. Like we are so incredibly fortunate.
Yeah.
And we've worked really hard at the same time.
Absolutely.
But it's, when I look back at that photo where I was standing in the main bedroom, flanked by Marley and Lola, like I never imagined that I would own, well, the bank owns most of it. But
you would co-own.
It would be ours. I never imagined it. Sometimes it's important to remember, you acclimatize so quickly to your new surroundings and environment. And this is a life that was so much better than I ever thought possible.
So with that in mind and Chante Mer in mind, what makes a home beautiful to you?
I think just a home that's happy.
Yeah.
I think it's really nice to have some of the superficial elements of like the tiles and the marble and the aged brass tapware. But I think a really beautiful home is a home that has laughter and smiles. And as cliche as that sounds, that's what I think is most important.
I couldn't agree more. Matt, thank you so much for joining us here today, for coming over to our home here at The Edit and sharing this chapter of your life. We can't wait to find out what happens next.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
That was Matty J on Life After the Dream Renovation, opening Chante Mer up as a sanctuary stay and the real work of making a home beautiful function for family, guests, and everyday life. You can see more from Matty and Laura's Chante Mer renovation through Home Beautiful. And follow The Edit on YouTube or your favourite podcast app for more house tours, home confessions, tiny upgrades, and mystery drawer reveals.